I hope your eyes are ready to feast on the size of this beast. Here's a look at the brand new McFarlane toys. This is the movie Maniacs, Kong, the 8th wonder of the world. Get ready for breathtaking action in the thrilling epic adventure about a legendary ape captured on a treacherous island and brought to civilization where he faces the ultimate fight for survival. Well, it does look like he's broken his chains, doesn't it? So let's quickly grab the tape measure and see how tall the new movie Maniacs King Kong stands. While I'm doing this as well, I'd like to thank the folks, of course, over at McFarlane Toys that were kind enough to provide this sample. King Kong is available right now, along with all the other movie Maniac figures, of course, we've looked at lately here on this channel. The figure, though, is going to stand at 6 inches in height, or King Kong is going to stand at about 15.5 centimeters tall. You shall not pass. Well, I think the likelihood of King Kong passing through Gandalf is probably quite high. This is also, by the way, the original Gandalf and the original movie Maniacs, so you could see that they're using a different type of display bases. Back then, when they were doing the movie Maniacs, when they relaunched the line, they were kind of tying the bases over to the kind of characters that they had. So, of course, you had the grassy knoll for the Lord of the Rings Gandalf. With King Kong, though, they're now doing the new approach of movie Maniacs, where to bring in the other ones that we've already had a look at, like Andy Stitzer, for example, from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, the Dude from The Big Lebowski, and even David Wooderson from Dazed and Confused. They're keeping consistently the same style of base. Although I couldn't help but, though, notice with King Kong's display base, it is the same, though, mold. It's a different color, though. Speaking of different colors, there's some different colors we're going to talk about when it comes to King Kong's body. First, before we do that, though, let's actually open up the foil bag and see what mysteries lie inside. There's a perforation right here, so I don't think I really necessarily need my knife. We're just going to carefully. Now, it could be a sticker, it could be a postcard, it could be a map of the island. Ooh, I hope it's the map of the island. Let's just pull this out. Oh, hey, look at this. We got ourselves a sticker. There's King Kong, a full-size sticker, too, so to peel it off in the corner, you're going to peel basically off the entire sticker and then find a place to put it. You also get as well a map. Is that the map? There you go. Skull Island, which again is a sticker, just to show you guys. Yeah, full-size sticker. And we got a couple, wow, we got a whole bunch of stickers. A nice kind of portrait or bust of King Kong. I don't know where the lower half of his monkey body is. We've also got caution wild animals. Do not remove this without permission. Uh-oh. Where was the cage the sticker belonged to? And we got this really nice image of King Kong as well. So what do we got here? 6 stickers. 6 stickers, which will be found at home quickly. I'm just going to put them all together, and I'll just put them off to the side. To come also along with the King of the Monsters. Oh, wait, no, that's Godzilla. The King of the Primates. We get also as well Kong, the 8th wonder of the world. Pretty close up. Now, this is the original Kong before, of course, he got oversized on Skull Island before. Of course, he clashed with the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. On the back, though, it is a certificate of authenticity. It's of a limited run of 7,400 copies. This one happens to be 498. There's also a signature down below. It's not really a signature, though. But the thing I like also about these, too, if you look at the actual display base, on the back of the base, there's an open slot right here, this little canal right there, little canal. You take, though, the provided index card, it's about the size of, what, a 5x8 index card, and you're just going to slot that on the back. Make sure it looks a little more centered. There we go. It does give you then a nice job of displayed along with the movie Maniacs. The thing about it, though, is obviously an oversized face of King Kong's completely shadowed by the actual character in the front of it. Maybe they could have used a different image because, again, like all you're really seeing is Kong, the 8th wonder of the world in the top corner, and then these kind of beady looking eyes that are looking over the shoulders of King Kong here. Let's take that off for release right now. Probably going to be coming back to this when we get to the final looks of the figure. I don't want to, again, call these figures because clearly, though, they're statues. What we're getting here with King Kong, though, you know, obviously he's not sized all that well. If you were to compare him with Andy Stitzer, you would imagine, though, I mean, Andy Stitzer, the size that he is, maybe he could even kick his butt. I don't know. Probably very still unlikely. Still, though, they are using the same type of display bases. Up to this point, I think, though, that all the movie Maniacs have used generally a black display base. What's changed, though, clearly is the name of the character on the front. And then this little square here, I guess would be a little bit, I guess it would be a square, equal 4 sides. But then you got this as the subject matter. So like the dude would have had from Big Lebowski, Dazed and Confused, David Wooderson would also have that as well. So like King Kong's got that too, but they chose to make a different color display base. Instead of the black, they go with more kind of this, I don't know, be like a gray color instead. I do kind of wish that they could have used the exact same color, because now King Kong is going to stand out like a sore monkey thumb. The actual design of Kong is pretty good. I like the pose that they've given him. He certainly looks like he's quite generally ticked off. I don't know if he's still in the jungle or if now he's in the city. If he's in the city, it would have been nice if he had a couple of broken shackles. Well, I do like the mold of it, and I do like the pose of it. The one thing I don't really like all that much is the color that they chose for his body. The gray works okay. I feel like it probably could have been a darker gray, more closer to black. The thing that kind of bothers me the most, though, and the thing that's kind of making me go bananas, is the color that they chose for his hands, and more importantly, his chest. It's this chocolate brown that looks off. It, in fact, actually looks less like King Kong, and it looks more like the monkey from Rampage. Although, again, I know was it George? George in Rampage clearly was more like a white primate. But I think that the gray needed really to be a darker coloring of this. It didn't have to be as gray as this. It probably could have been maybe even darker than this in a gray, or even at the very most, it should have been black. I mean, one thing, though, that they've done is on the back of this, they've brushed on there some additional paint. So you can see, like, some of the hairs of the ape looks to stand out a little bit better, which does look good. But I think the thing that jars me the most, though, is the fact that they chose this coloring of his brown. The brown, first of all, does lose some of the details. I mean, you can still see the scratches, providing this guy actually gets his blasted finger out of the way. You can see there's some scratches, some claw marks there as well, which look good, but I think the coloring, though, is wrong. The brown just doesn't work necessarily. If it was just like a generic giant-sized ape, that would be one thing. But King Kong has very unique colors to him. Primarily, again, black for the body, and then more usually like gray for his chest and gray for his hands. Other than really like the coloring being a little off, I like, again, like the sculpt of it. It looks like, again, he looks like he's pounding his chest. I mean, again, there's no articulation at all to this, and that figure is permanently mounted to his display base. In fact, you can kind of see on the bottom of this would be the peg that would be on the bottom of his foot. So yeah, don't try to remove it. In fact, actually, the only part that is actually attached to the base is this foot right here. This foot is free to go, well, as far as this foot's really going to go, considering this one is permanently planted. All in all, though, it's a nice looking King Kong. The thing, again, that bothers me the most really about it is the color scheme. Head sculpt looks good. The pose that they've give it also as well looks really nice as well. And because they're also now using still that same type of display base, King Kong looks a little obviously more consistent on the shelf. Although you're probably not likely going to be displaying this guy with David Wooderson or Andy Stitzer for that matter. He's also a little bit on the smaller side too. I mean, they may have been able to make him a little bit taller too, but maybe because they had more mass for his body, maybe made for why the reasons why he was a little bit shorter in comparisons when you have this guy displayed with the other movie Maniacs. We've gotten so far. Apparently this guy doesn't know how to count stickers. It was 5. It wasn't 6. I could have easily counted the number of stickers we've got with one hand instead of 2. Though King Kong, though, as you can see, is now being displayed with his index card poster behind him. I feel like, again, like maybe have gone with foliage as the better option. Because, again, like you have to kind of keep in mind if this is going to be going behind, after all, the subject matter of Kong. Having a big giant face like this, as good as the face may be, you're only really going to really be seeing the eyes. There they are right there. Oh, he looks angry. He's angry because, of course, he's got a movie Maniac statue standing in front of him. But I think maybe like having just the jungle in the background, I mean, I don't know, like how many posters. I'm sure there probably could have been an easier poster where it was a larger scene, and maybe using that to be the index card would have been better suit for King Kong instead of what we got instead. I mean, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time nitpicking the fact that the index card I don't think is the right image. I think the one thing, though, I have to take away from King Kong here is, well, it does look good. It's got a cool looking pose to it. It may be a little on the smaller side, especially when you're comparing it with other movie Maniacs, but the biggest fault with this figure, and again, you can't really even call it a figure, is I think the paint that they chose for his chest and his hands are the wrong color. Oh, and his feet. His big, giant, monkey, smelly feet. They're all the wrong color of brown. I feel like they should have been gray instead, and his body being gray, at least the fur part, should have been black. What do you guys, though, think of the movie Maniacs King Kong? Let me know down below in the comments section. Have you guys been collecting at all any of the movie Maniacs line that we're getting from Todd and his team? Speaking of Todd and his team, I'd like to send out a big thank you again to the folks over at McFarlane Toys. Yeah, I did provide the sample of the brand new movie Maniacs King Kong, the 8th wonder of the world, who only had 5 stickers, not 6. Wait, there was only 5 lights? There was only 5 stickers that we had the chance to have a look in this review. If you guys did enjoy this video, you can do it a solid and throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? I hope so. Hit that subscribe, turn on that bell, and of course come back. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.